Do people know that when France tested its first atomic bomb, it was black soldiers they placed nearby within the blast radius to see what would happen? Let's bring out the archives. Everything they've used against Africa has been documented.
This is President Ibrahim Traore on the live TV interview where he decided to spill all the beans about how the Western people have always tried their best to ensure that they brainwash the African people. Remember, President Ibrahim Traore is at high demand, requesting the youth to read the history. He is requesting the youth to wake up and know what is right for them. You know what? He just exposed the West, claiming that most of the history that was always placed in the limelight, most of it was not legit. But the Western people were trying their best to do what they can to ensure that they brainwash the African child, an African child to believe in what they say. That is why they decided to limit the information that is given out, or rather they managed the kind of information that would be given out by the media at that time. And that's why he recognized that being an African child, he decided to look for the truth. So he is giving it an alarm to the youth of Africa to wake up and know how how the history of Africa was back then, and understand where they're coming from and where they're going to. In addition to that, he has said that, or rather he said that most media houses were being used to spread lies. He has said that the media houses are being used to spread more lies about African history. That's why most of the history that is placed out there, most of the young people, the recent generation, they do not understand what really transpired back then. And he is now asking them to, most of the radio station back then, they were being monitored, they were given what to feed the audience. Not unless you are a researcher, that's when you will realize this thing is not legit. And now he's giving out. Did you know that back then, while France were trying to launch their own atomic bomb, and when they went out to test it, the person who went out to do that was a black man? So that means, in other words, France, or rather the Western culture, they are not more so interested in the blacks' life, but they are interested from what they have. So, like, what do you have? If you don't have anything, it doesn't mean they have nothing to do with you. But if you have something that is tangible, that is worth their economic growth, that is when they will be in a hurry mode to ensure that they follow you up to the ladder, to ensure they get that resource from you. So, young people, wake up.
Move it and amplify it. There are plenty of media outlets in our countries that even fight against regimes like ours.
Yes, young people, wake up. There is no more time for taking bribes to continue spreading lies across the globe. It is you people that are supposed to wake up and let the world be vibrant with legit information. It is easier for young people to spread out what is right, and that is what President Ibrahim Traore is trying to say. Do not accept most of the African leaders at the moment, they are those people who walk into the boardroom and they're there to take the brown envelope, but at the end of the day, it is for the purpose of feeding themselves, it's for the purpose of feeding their families. So it is high time for the African to stop the mentality of colonialism, to stop the mind of Africa has all it takes to grow, but because we still believe in the colonial mindset, that's why we are so much limited, that's why we are so much behind, and that's why we are being recognized as the darkest continent. And in addition to that, now President Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, he has enabled the media houses to amplify what is right, and that it is the same thing that he is trying to tell the world. Is the same thing he's trying to tell the media houses. Do not be threatened. Tell what is right. Give out the story which it is legit. Do not be lied to. Do not be threatened for you to give out what is not to the audience for the sake of history, for the sake of the upcoming generation. Let them know the truth. Let them know what really transpired back then, instead of favorism, or rather favoring on one side just because of threats, and or perhaps there are those who are paid to limit a certain story so that it doesn't run into people's mind. So time has gone, and it's high time for African media house to amplify for your right, fight for your right. Let your people understand what is required of them, and it is something that is more tangible, something that is more visible, according to President Traore, because at the moment that is what Burkina Faso radio stations and media houses are airing out, and you can see the people are trailing behind him. They are now opening their eyes. They know now what really took place back then. Because in this case, the Western people want to be listened to more than African people do. Like the Western people, they really want African people to listen to them. But when it comes to a point whereby African wants to be listened to more, that is the thing they do not want, because they know once we are more informed, it means we will go against what they want. We will go against their interest. So it's high time for us to open eyes. Do not rely on rumors. It's high time now to open up. The son of our land is now trailing, is leading, and each and everyone should be on the forefront to fight for what is rightful for our for the continent of Africa. You see, just because of President Traore, President Ibrahim Traore fighting for what is right. Now, recently, while he was in Moscow, you know what? America, or let me say the West, they have decided to come up with fake news, and now they are telling the world that President Ibrahim Traore, together with his leadership, they have alived more than 100 lives. They have killed more than 100 people. And you see, now people understand. People in Burkina Faso, they understand what the US is after, what France is all about, is after. And so they have refused this kind of bullshit, because now they know where the truth is, and they can no longer accept any lies. So the media houses, please, if you feed people the right thing, what they know at the moment. You see, by just Burkina Faso media house, by giving the legit information, at least now people know that anything that you see, America is doing this for their own benefits. They're trying to do this just to ensure that they tarnish the name of President Ibrahim Traore, and at the end of the day, so that people may start seeing that this leader is bad. And now People now, they are more informed. They know the US is lying. It is lying for the purpose of just tarnishing the name of this person, so that at the end of the day they emerge winners. And the blacks have refused. They have said no more. There is no, no more bowing down to this kind of bullshit. Information is power. Information is power. Information will lead you to do the right thing. Information will enable you to find the right standing ground. It will enable to find a stable foundation for the growth of Africa. So let's all trail behind Ibrahim Traore, the son of our land. Whoever wants to remain with whatever they want, these other nations that are trying to be the puppet of the West, if they do not want to grow with others, with their own brother, you can remain that way. But at the end of the day, when time is gone, one day you'll come and realize you are being used like you are being used, and now time will have gone and other African countries will have grown. So it's better for you to start the revolution right now, right here. Do not wait for tomorrow. Time is now and just right now. My name is Isaac Obomba, and for more of this kind of update, ensure you subscribe, you comment, and share. And also, may I also get your reaction in the comment section. Bye bye.
Westerners. Through communication, they managed to rewrite history. And with African history as well, they schemed everything to spread lies. And as a result, some young Africans don't even know the history of Africa, what Africa has accomplished. Some don't even know that our grandparents fought, were put on the front lines as cannon fodder, and when they returned, they were killed like animals. Do people know that when France tested its first atomic bomb, it was black soldiers they placed nearby within the blast radius to see what would happen? Let's bring out the archives. Everything they've used against Africa has been documented. So all of this needs to be communicated so that young Africans understand, because there are still many who are asleep and continue to speak on behalf of the imperialists. They say what they're told to say, maybe because they're given something in return, I don't know. But Africans need to understand their history and wake up. So that's our fight as well.
In your opinion, what is the role of the media in this struggle? Independent media.
From our countries, you mean? The media should contribute a lot to our ideas, but as you can see, even among our own media, there are some that are imperialist media. They only react when European media say something, then they repeat it and amplify it. There are plenty of media outlets in our countries that even fight against regimes like ours. They also spend their time repeating the same nonsense that Western media spread. But it's shameful. If Africans behave like that, it's truly shameful. I imagine they must be ashamed to look at themselves in the mirror at night. If you're paid to spread lies about black people, that's very serious. So we are raising awareness in Burkina Faso. If you look right now, many media outlets are supporting the movement, helping to raise awareness among young people through debates and so on. So that's really what we want for the media.
Do you think our media can also play its part in this struggle?
Of course, very much so. You have to play a very important role because, I said it in 2023 in St. Petersburg, and I'll say it again today, Russia helped save the world. Africa helped save the world. That needs to be said. Young people need to understand that all those stories told in Hollywood movies and so on, they're false. It's nothing but lies. It's the same thing. The Vietnam War. Today, you see, history is distorted, but we need to communicate. You see, they don't like it when I speak. They think I talk too much and all that. They want me to keep quiet so that they can speak and their version gets through. No. My biggest regret is having spent a good part of my youth listening to radio stations like RFI and France 24. I've been in countries where these radio stations were shut down, but we would use apps, record their news broadcasts just to listen to them. But at a certain point, something clicked, and I started to realize that they were conditioning our minds to accept what they wanted. It's their narrative they want us to learn. And since then, I've started to see things for what they are, and I understood that what they're doing is very dangerous. And today, more than ever, I realize that they have conditioned the minds, especially of Africans. So you can do a lot to awaken the consciousness of young people, so that people understand how the world works and don't let themselves be led astray by those people.